Hello, and welcome back to the Couple Code podcast. I'm your host, Marissa, and as a marriage counselor with over a decade of experience, I've had the privilege of working with so many couples who faced real, raw, and relatable struggles in their relationships. Today, we're kicking off a brand new series based on the book Common Challenges Leading to Divorce, and I am so thrilled to have you join us on this journey to dig deeper into what makes relationships work and what can put them at risk. In each episode, we'll explore some of the most common issues couples face, from communication breakdowns to financial stress and beyond. But today, we're starting at the beginning with a conversation about hidden struggles in relationships. These are often the things we keep to ourselves, either because we don't know how to talk about them, or maybe we're afraid of what might happen if we do. And I'm excited to dive into this topic with my special guest, Dr. Ben Collins, an expert in relationship dynamics and emotional psychology. Dr. Ben, welcome to Couple Code.
Thank you, Marissa. It's an honor to be here, and what a fantastic topic to start with. You're right. Every relationship has hidden struggles. They're those unspoken tensions or frustrations that can quietly shape a marriage without either partner even realizing it, until often it's too late.
Exactly. So, Ben, why do you think these struggles stay hidden for so long? I mean, why is it that something as critical as a relationship's health can feel like such a hard topic to broach for couples?
You know, Marissa, it often comes down to expectations. So many of us grow up with this fairy tale idea that love should be effortless. We think if we're with the right person, things will just fall into place. But as you and I both know, real relationships require real work. And when problems do arise, it's easy to fall into this mindset that maybe there's something wrong with us or our partner, which makes it harder to talk about openly.
Absolutely. And isn't it funny? We have these expectations that love should be effortless, yet we invest time and energy into other areas like work or health without expecting them to just happen. Relationships need that same kind of intentionality, but I think society's portrayal of relationships plays a huge role too, right?
Completely. Between social media and rom-coms, we're almost conditioned to expect perfection. So, when couples struggle, they often feel alone or think something is fundamentally wrong with them. They start bottling up those little frustrations because, let's face it, nobody wants to admit they're struggling. But the longer we keep these struggles in the dark, the bigger they grow.
So true. And I think bottling things up often comes from a fear of conflict. We're almost trained to avoid rocking the boat, right? But the reality is, avoiding those tough conversations can create an even larger distance between partners.
Right, and that distance is dangerous. The more you avoid talking about the things that matter, the more you risk eroding the foundation of trust and intimacy. I often tell my clients that these hidden struggles are like cracks in the foundation. One crack might not break the house, but left unchecked, it eventually weakens the entire structure.
Beautifully said, Ben. And that's a great metaphor for what we're discussing today. I think this would be a good time to pause and do a quick reflection exercise with our listeners. Listeners, if you're tuning in with us, I'd like you to take a moment and think about your own relationship. Is there something you've been holding back? Maybe a small frustration that you haven't shared with your partner yet? Maybe it's a habit that irritates you or something that makes you feel disconnected. Go ahead. Take a moment to think about it. The first step in working through these hidden struggles is simply acknowledging them. So, Ben, once couples start to recognize these hidden issues, how do they go about reframing them as growth opportunities?
It starts with a mindset shift, Marissa. Instead of viewing conflicts as a sign of incompatibility, see them as a chance to understand each other better. If both partners are committed to growth, these challenges become doorways to deeper intimacy and resilience. They can actually bring couples closer together when handled with openness and empathy.
Exactly. And I often find that self-awareness plays a big role here. The more each partner understands their own emotions and behaviors, the easier it is to address the issues without turning them into personal attacks.
Spot on. When partners recognize their own patterns, they're in a better place to approach challenges constructively. Self-reflection helps take away the blame game. Imagine if we all started with questions like, how am I contributing to this dynamic, rather than immediately blaming the other person?
Oh, yeah. And that leads us perfectly to one of my favorite tools, which I encourage all of you to try, a little something called the self-awareness check-in. This simple exercise can be really powerful. Listeners, think about a recent conflict or frustration in your relationship and ask yourself these questions. 1. What was I feeling in that moment? 2. What did I want to achieve from that conversation? 3. What could I have done differently to make it go smoother? Doing a self-check like this can help you see patterns in your own behavior, which is a key step in making positive changes. And if you feel comfortable, share your reflections with your partner in a way that's free of judgment.
Oh yeah, Marissa. That's excellent advice. Self-reflection can sometimes reveal unmet needs or fears, which are often at the heart of hidden struggles. Once you see them for what they are, it's easier to address them openly with your partner.
All right, Dr. Ben and listeners, we've been talking about hidden struggles in general, but let's touch on a few specific challenges that we'll explore in upcoming episodes. Ben, what are some of the big ones you see in your work?
Oh yeah, thank you, Marissa. One of the most common issues is communication breakdown, which we'll dive into in the next episode. Even with the best intentions, couples can feel like they're speaking different languages even when they are speaking the same English. Another big one is financial stress. Money is deeply tied to our values and insecurities, so when couples have different money habits, it can reveal bigger underlying issues.
Ooh, yeah, Dr. Ben. Yes. And I know we'll also be covering emotional intimacy. So many couples start to feel disconnected, not because of a lack of love, but because life gets in the way, and they just stop truly seeing each other. Before we wrap up, we'd love to hear from you. Are there hidden struggles in your relationship that you've been hesitant to address? Or maybe you're not sure how to start that conversation? Reach out to us on social media or send us a message. We'd love to hear your thoughts and questions. And on behalf of Couple Code Studio, first 2,000 people to subscribe, like and share this podcast with 3 friends, and couples will get a free ebook from Couple Code Podcast Studio. It is a book written by a seasoned author, Freeson U. Easy.
And remember, it's completely normal to have these challenges. We're here to create a space where everyone can be open about their experiences. Every relationship faces struggles, and by addressing them, you're taking a big step toward a healthier connection.
Beautifully said, Ben. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been such an insightful conversation, and I can't wait to explore more of these topics with you as the series continues.
Thank you, Marissa. It's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to helping more couples find strength and connection. And I also want to recommend a book every couple, intended couples and singles, should read. It's a book by Freeson U, title Marriage Medicine. It will help you because it has helped me both as a marriage counselor to help my clients and in my own marriage. Marissa, you made mention of his book you want to give to your subscribers. Please, I will need a copy too, because Freeson U Eze is indeed a very seasoned author.
Ooh, yeah, Dr. Ben. All right, everyone. That's it for today's episode of Couple Code. Next time, we're diving deep into the world of communication breakdown, how to recognize it, why it happens, and the practical steps you can take to reconnect with your partner. Until then, keep those lines of communication open and remember that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. If you found this valuable, please like, subscribe, and share. You may be helping a couple fix their marriage or relationship. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out when we drop next episode. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Couple Code.